Well, I went ahead and started the stream. Let's see if new guy decides to show up and if we can fix Roke's equipment.
Pretty sure he just went AFK. Not Rogue.
Not Roke. I can see Roke. His camera's at least working.
Ah, fuck.
So how you been, Z-Killer? Without getting into too many specifics because we're on air.
Yeah, been alright.
That's
Only
good.
got more hours of my job. Took over a year to do it, but it happened.
Hey, man. That's good. I probably shouldn't have started this stream, but, you know, we're committed now.
Too late now, Jake, and you fucked up.
Yep. Oh, demonetized.
I have a feeling none of these streams will ever be monetized.
Yeah. I'm alright with that. It's for posterity. Let me at least put some background music on. Yeah. That's funny. That sounds exactly like the song my son was listening to. He's got some of that hickory dickory dock going on. Alright, tell you what. Let's just go ahead and get started, just you and me.
I know. Oh god, Rogue's gone too.
Yeah, Roke's gone as well. It's just you and me, man.
I was literally looking at like a fucking book and then boom, he's gone.
Ow, I'm so sore. Okay. So, the recap for one is you guys have been charged by... Well, I shouldn't say charged. You guys have been assigned the task of figuring out when the Way of Truth, a terrorist organization from Taji, when they're supposed to arrive in Perseton, and then you're going to help Topaz prevent a terrorist attack. So to that end, you guys have been preparing to. Yeah, you've been keeping your ear to the ground and trying to figure out when they're coming in. So we open up on Zeus. What's up? The music's a little loud?
I think the music's just a little loud. It's not real loud, it's just a little.
I can turn it down. Like that?
There you go.
Cool.
Alright, go for it.
Right, okay, so we open on Zeus. What is Zeus up to? It's like the next day after you had that meeting with Topaz.
Yeah. Zeus pretty much a little tired. They're okay. Zeus pretty much is like, seems like a pretty big, in his head he's like, it seems like a pretty big job. And the first thing he wants to do is actually start investigating on all of it, like on all the guys. Pretty much everything. But before that he was kinda planning out on, he was actually also thinking about
fucking all the bitches.
There you go. Also thinking about maybe calling in help. See if he can contact other heroes that are not shady like we are.
Like Raptor.
Not Raptor, because he's in jail and getting butt fucked.
Wouldn't it be a shame if we had Raptor as an ally?
But no. He's like, He's thinking, he's like, I don't know any allies other than my, I won't call her bitch, girlfriend, who's only a journalist.
Right.
He does know of.
What about Raptor?
He's in jail. But he's like Raptor, like, oh wait, he's in jail because he's an idiot. But who's that one guy called? Comet Dash? Yeah, maybe I can look into that too.
Right, yeah.
But what about Raptor?
I hate you.
You could also hit up Superhero Brisk, man.
Oh yeah, and there's Eclipse.
And Eclipse, yeah.
Yeah, there's Eclipse. So he's like, there's Becky, but she's kind of useless. Well, yeah, in the fight, she's useless.
Good clarification.
So basically, he's gonna basically actually just start investigating on those guys, and then investigate on Comet Dash to see if he can get in contact with them.
Okay. It'd be kind of
Which the
awkward
Comet Dash,
if you contacted Comment Dash because it would just be you talking to yourself. And honestly, that's so weird. I don't know
yeah,
anyone who
pretty
does that
funny.
in a role-playing game who just sits there and talks to himself. Definitely not the
I know, it's
GM.
crazy. So crazy.
I actually did, Jaken.
You did?
Yeah, in one of the roleplay forums that I had so many characters that at one point it was inevitable that two of them met together. But of course there was a party, a third player, well, a second player, third character, that was part of the whole conversation, so it was not too awkward, but I mean, having to answer myself and playing as if I don't know what the hell the character's thinking was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But hey, Comet,
That's
what
like
do you think of that chick?
that's the most awkward moments when you're GMing. It's like, oh, I need to have these two NPCs have a conversation. Okay.
Hmm.
New guy, it just says connecting to camera.
I know my phone, every time I put my pocket, the camera dies, so I have to reset it. I'm resetting it right now.
Seriously, a webcam is like $10.
Do you have $10?
Looks like a pretty shitty webcam.
Yeah, I have $10.
Then buy me a webcam, bitch.
Well, how much is that in CAD? Because I only have USD.
I don't know, like $12.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead
Getting
and
there,
make
getting
an
there.
investigation roll, Zeus. You get a plus
Want
2
me
for
to
the
do one or
HQ.
just more than one? Okay, you want me to do one or more than one? Let's just say two. For the Comet Dash and the guy and the Earth.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not supposed to have ones.
Well, it's only been a
At least I don't
day,
think.
so
It's only been a day. I get a
but
healing
you
roll.
get a healing
and I
roll. So
took,
go ahead and do that too, and you get a plus 2.
I took Ellen instead of the other one. Yeah. Well, I actually get a +4. No, that's so gross. Blah. I didn't take
Right.
natural healing.
All right, you heal a
That's
wound.
fucking annoying. So my investigation roll is a 5 instead of a 4.
Well, yeah.
Not like it matters.
All right. So the first roll was Comet Dash, and the second roll was anyone else?
The terrorist. I mean,
The terrorist.
I
Okay.
don't know if you want me to do it individually for every one of them or just the whole
The
thing.
terrorist!
Sure. Okay. So the first one, we'll just establish that you create a line of contact with Comet Dash, and say, "Hey, we may need your help." And he's like, "Fortunately, I'm really fast." So.
But hey, Comet Dash, I was like, oh no, not too bad, bro. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh no, right? Yeah, oh yeah. You wanna come over? Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, okay.
And in the show,
Which one
they're
was
they're
Dash
both
and
played
which
by
one
the
was
same
Zeus?
actor. So we do that camera
Yeah.
trick where you just record the same scene twice, and you cut it down the middle.
And then in season 2, they actually get money for CGI, and both characters are on in the same scene at the same time.
And it looks really shitty.
Yeah, you don't need CGI. It looks better if you do it my way. Just saying. We learned that in film school. You're upside down.
Yes, one thing at a time, please.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time I can't.
Shows up
do that,
late,
so-
then his camera's upside down. Rogue,
Someone
how's your
needs
mic?
camera in my.
I think it's better.
It is better, yes. What was wrong?
What did you do? Did you crack it in half?
No, I cleaned the audio jack, and of course that didn't help. So then I unplugged the USB, thinking that's the solution. Well, when I plugged it back in, it didn't register it anymore. So then I had to restart my computer, which fixes everything. And then my webcam wasn't working because it wasn't connecting. So I was like, wow, this is just like 6 ways of fucked up. And now, I mean, I don't know, it works, so I really don't care. Man, I don't know what customer service would do if 99% of the population knew how to power cycle.
Right? They'd probably go out of business.
Yeah.
Speaking of power cycling, new guy, that problem I was having with my computer,
Mm-hmm.
it did not repeat itself today, for whatever that's worth. But
There you go.
yeah, so maybe it just fixed itself. I don't know. Computers are weird. All right, so Zeus, your second roll, you learned that the way of truth. Before the big hitters come to town, they often send in lackeys, cultists like and they create inroads, and they have been known to hire mercenary help in order to facilitate their arrival. And they also, they also have to pay off. They have to basically get smuggled in. They're international criminals, terrorists. So they have to have some kind of networking going on within the city prior to their showing up.
I'm like military. I'm like, oh, Bravo team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have Bravo team is still in the wind, so
I put it as a note. Once they wake up.
let's have the other two enter the scene. Zeus is just like that, huh? That's the classic
go.
Indigo walk.
I wish you could hear my squeaky chair while I was doing it, because we were like, or eat.
Well, I heard it that time.
I got a WD-40 my suit.
You're like
Not as rich as Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
He's got that shit on lockdown.
Yeah, he must when it goes into the wall and it just sinks to an oil bath. That's what he does. Keeps that shit lubricated. So yeah, you guys enter the HQ command room, and Zeus is got he's got he's got all these monitors up, and he's got this Bravo team in one corner, and he's got Comet Dash in the other, and every bit of information he's pulled up about the Way of Truth scattered about.
I go, oh, you finally fucking woke up. No cussing. I take files and throw it on the table. It's like, read that. It's on the Way of Truth.
And I'll slide the files kind of back into the desk. Would you feel like summarizing?
And I summarize, which wasn't really too much other than what Jake said. They're just trying to find a way of transportation. Probably use a military force, which I obviously say
Paramilitary.
Yeah, paramilitary, and obviously say Bravo team. They lost their big contract and they're looking for another one. So, gonna keep track of that. Also, I felt like this job was pretty big, so I called up Comet Dash. Which apparently he
pleasure to see you
changed.
again.
Well, there you go. Apparently he changed his name to Comet. I don't know why.
He did some rebranding, remarketing.
Because it's quicker to say Comet than Comet Dash, and he's all about being fast.
See?
Yeah, but mainly I called
Same
him
character.
because I have a feeling that this bomber guy, I don't know if any of us can really handle him. If he can make a lot of duplicates, we won't be able to find the real one fast enough. And he might be able to.
Good thinking.
Other than that, yeah, that's all I got.
We could try to find someone. Well, Jesus, because we're so great at investigating. Maybe
Yeah,
we
we
find
can't find Jesus.
maybe
Pretty
we
good at
find
investigating.
somebody who kind of has a hand in this type of business on the daily basis. Bust him. We seem to be fond of the catch and release method of negotiation.
Apparently.
So we find a dude, we bust him, squeeze him for information, or turn him over to the cops.
They want to find a snitch.
Yes.
There you go.
Or someone who maybe smuggles artifacts, or human trafficker. Ooh, I'd have a hard time letting one of those go. Well, I don't have a hard time lying to people either, though.
That's true.
No, I'm pretty sure you have a secure access network. I'm gonna jump on it and try to find that. The internet. They always post about something.
Yeah,
go
we
to
just
that
need
deep
rumors. We
web.
don't need hard evidence. I'll kick in somebody's door.
I mean, if he says that, I'm like, unless you want something else done, I'll do it right now. And I'm gonna leave the base and then roam the streets. That is Zeus.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just gonna make Street Riders roll, which yeah,
It doesn't go well.
doesn't go well. So I'm gonna roam the streets for another hour until I can make another roll.
I'm going to start rolling through some of my club systems, my like my microphones and my videotapes and everything like that, and
All right.
see if I.
Since it's your club,
You
you
gotta
can roll
start
either
spying on
notice
people.
or streetwise.
Oh, we're gonna do notice. I don't think I've ever taken streetwise as a skill.
Ooh.
Suck a
Well,
wiener.
you have your HQ, don't you? So, oh, I guess that wouldn't give you a notice bonus.
That wouldn't really count. If he's in his
and-
club.
yeah,
Yeah,
unless
your
I, like,
club
transferred
doesn't
the
relay.
data down.
Yeah, your club doesn't garner you any information, sadly.
All you have to do is put a relay station in and you're good.
I download everything to a USB and take it to the club, or the HQ. It's a
I got
big
a portable.
USB stick,
Mm.
Yeah, portable hard drive. That's pretty much a big USB stick.
pretty much. Yeah.
Big as new guys.
Yeah.
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 Finish the sentence in your head.
All right then.
New guy.
Oof.
How did you know I'm back?
How what is your game plan?
Well, I still don't change my plan from trying to figure out a way to get Raptor out simply because, you
Oh,
know,
right,
girlfriend's
that.
on my leg. Yes, I know.
Yeah, he's in love with both of
Um,
them. Bisexual.
But outside of
Nothing wrong
that,
with
what
that.
else can I focus on? Do we know what happened to Papa Boom?
He's in jail.
He's in jail.
He's still in
Okay.
jail, okay, so no need to figure one out.
Yeah, the only villains who are at large is of course the Way of Truth, Bravo Team, and Ghost and Riser.
You know what? Let's look into the past of Task.
What?
He wants to dig up Topaz's past.
I
Really
want
just
to
created.
see how Topaz came up, who created it.
Okay, sure. I mean,
Maybe
you can make an
look into-
investigation roll. You get a plus
With a
2.
plus 2 due to the base, so that's 3.
Yeah, you're like definitely a government organization.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it for now.
Don't care if it's been an hour. I'm gonna see if I fail this roll again. I don't know. I actually passed it.
What's that for?
we have
Working the
any-
streets?
Yeah, I was looking for that snitch that rolled it. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Do we have anybody still locked up in our jail?
Yeah. Don't you still
Gravlock.
have Gravlock? Or yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we never got rid of her.
She's not gonna be much help.
Oh god, did anybody feed her?
Well, Zeus, I don't really know how I can conjure a snitch for you. So, we'll just have you say, like, Zeus goes about working the petty criminals, you know? He starts, he keeps an ear out, he finds those robberies in progress, goes in there, muscles them down. And, of course, because you guys are keeping up appearances, every time you lay down the smackdown on a group of thugs, Topaz is hot on your heels.
Of course.
So you managed to thwart a couple robberies in progress, but now Topaz is patrolling the skies in their big helicopter, and you decide to lay low because you don't want to risk a confrontation. That
I'll
might
be an
be-
asshole.
Yeah. I mean, it might yield some fruit later on, but for now, you just did a few good deeds. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Man, come back to the base aid. I tried, couldn't find it.
It was a good effort.
And then I think, and I go, oh, maybe I call my colleague and call my dependent.
Okay.
I actually forgot her name. Fuck.
Forgot your own girlfriend's name.
Probably what you'd name her.
That you picked.
Ella, Oliver, whatever. It was something really terrible. Go on dependent and go, hey. Fuck.
And the first question she asks is, what's the date of our first date? And then you're fucked. You don't even remember her name.
You fail to authenticate yourself. She hangs up.
Oh.
Oh, I just realized, I think my, oh no, my bitrate is, I reset it, that's good.
I just don't know what to say. I call and I go, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I ask her to see if she can, she's got any contacts on the underground. Since, you know, she's a journalist and journalists are assholes. And also...
Good pitch, I'd say.
This is starting well.
Give me any information if you have on Bravo Team, if you even have it.
Okay. She's like, well, not Bravo Team per se. It might be Bravo Team, but I've heard that there's a mercenary element in town that the police are investigating.
You know,
And
who's
she
the
gives
head of that
you
investigation?
like a handful
There
of
you go.
locations where they were last, you know, where there were last incident reports on. She's like, I don't know. I mean, the trail might be cold by now, but you could start there.
Okay. Nothing else?
She's like, I guess not.
Alright, well, I leave it at that, and I go back to my room and just talk to her.
Oh, okay.
There you go. James, like, what are you gonna do in your room?
Well, we're looking for allies, right?
That's something you
Oh,
could
we're
be.
looking for information more than anything.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's
Alex would
already-
be
Something you
nice.
could do. Yeah, I just called Comic Task. I felt like it.
Yeah, no, you called to come at Dash, but you gave me an idea. Topaz most likely came in and said, like, stop your vigilante activities, so by such, we might have heard of other superheroes. Yes or no?
It's conceivable.
It is conceivable.
Superheroes are a big deal right now in current events.
Boy.
Well, Oliver Stone's just gonna scour, like, you know, general articles about close by superheroes, aka superheroes in this town, and maybe superheroes in reachable towns around.
Sure. Well, most superheroes that haven't allied themselves with Topaz, which is pretty much just a handful, have kind of gone dark. But pretty much every major city had at one point a token hero. Unfortunately, most of them are dead, and those that didn't die went dark. But also, you kind of like the crime in say the United States is pretty much the same, even though now there's super villains and superheroes and all that. So anywhere where there's like high crime, where you'd expect to find high crime, there's probably more chance of your nameless hero vigilante with powers, who's trying to protect his you know his lot in life. But Topaz has been deploying across the nation. You do hear, however, about one hero in particular who has become quite has gained quite an international renown, and he has not gone dark because he's not from the United States. He is from the United Kingdom, England specifically, and he is an Englishman, and he is called Captain Rocket.
Oh dear lord.
Blasts right off into your face.
Do I have a
Tell
sheet
me
for
about-
Captain Rocket yet? I do. I don't have his picture yet. Let me get his picture, because I have a picture for him.
So how do we contact them? Do we say that the supervillains over here are throwing Tia into the arbor?
Like racist.
That's jingoist, actually. Alright, y'all want to see Captain Rocket? There you go. That's Captain Rocket.
I feel like he wouldn't be able to handle himself in the fight.
Well, he has become the UK's premier premier hero. He is like their guy. He alone is their topaz, basically. So he's protecting the United Kingdom from supervillain threats, all by his lonesome, and he's doing it pretty
Oh.
well.
Powerful.
Interesting.
Villain threats.
Well, to be fair, his supervillains probably don't have weapon and they're really super polite, like, oh hey old chap, how's it going? Oh, you're coming here to arrest me? Okay, sure, let's just have a small tangle. Oh, you beat me. Okay, I'm going to prison. Oh, no need to escort me, it's fine, I'm just
No,
gonna walk
that's the
there
Canadian
myself.
villains. They're like, oh, sorry, eh? Yeah. But locally,
Well, keep him in mind.
yeah, and there, I haven't really fleshed out much beyond that, to be honest. But I'm sure there's
That's fine.
Mexican superheroes and Canadian superheroes and various Caribbean countries
Yeah.
with superheroes.
Aruba.
One last thing. Sorry, one last thing that I would like to look again. General scenarios like us. We have this big supervillain that was fighting. What was his name before he died?
Protector.
Yeah, that was fighting Spectre. So we have this guy to eventually look up to. But other than that, we basically have supervillains of about our level. Like, you know, it's been kind of a balance of power.
Sure.
But was there any other supervillain outside of the world? Like, if I were to call upon Captain Rocket saying like this dude that was a statue is now free, is it the only big supervillain, or is there other actual critical ones?
Roll investigation for me.
God damn it! Just as I take my,
Just as you what?
I took my cup. Look.
Oh.
None that you know of. Blackstar has been, in general, considered the most powerful and most dangerous villain to date.
Okay. Well, that's all that I can think of that I want to do right now. Looking up stuff.
Okay.
It's fucked.
Andrew Gray, you got anything?
I mean, other than trying to find the contact like I was thinking. We would want to look for some change. Oh, what if we went to one of the... Well, this isn't really much different than what we were doing, but what if we went to one of the smaller gangs and up on one of them and saw what was going around town, seeing if they knew of any creepers or parts of the city that are getting controlled by places that are not allowed to go anymore that they could, because I know we're talking about there being a power vacuum and everything.
Right,
inside
well, you
the
just
city.
took down Shatter, so there's now a new power vacuum.
Right.
Alright,
Maybe
alright.
try to see who is... But how would I even research that? Spikes in crime. around the city, see if there's anywhere that it's centralized around.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so I'm gonna peruse over news reports, local peruse. Don't really have access to police reports.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
roll investigation.
Which is fine because I'm a genius.
I'm sure that's what your mom says.
One who. Yep. And my character sheet.
Ah, the character sheet's your mom? Oh,
And
okay.
here it is.
So, Perseton crime, because of y'all's activities for the last 6 months, is at a all-time low. You guys have been cleaning up the streets pretty well. Obviously, it's not gone. It's never going to be gone. There's still some people who are mentally unstable or just plain stupid.
Assholes.
But because you got a raise, which is what I was looking for, there is a new there is an FBI investigation, and you find this on this is all hearsay because obviously none of this is public knowledge. But you catch this in like forums and all these like conspiracy theory stuff. But there's a lot of compelling documentation and evidence to lead you to believe that this is probably true. And also, from your own experiences fighting crime, you can probably correlate some of the things they're saying. Because Bravo Team managed to secure a shipment of pulse weapons from Perseton, the gangs
Not
of
my fault.
the remaining criminal element of Perseton, at least the high crime, what do we call that? High crime, I guess? You know, the organized crime, that's what it... The organized crime of Perseton is not interested in controlling aspects of Perseton, but instead it's the exportation of these pulse weapons. You have organized crime going after gangs that have pulse weapons, taking the pulse weapons by force, and then selling them elsewhere. And you've also had... Perseton is not the only place where pulse weapons have been stolen, but it was the largest amount of stolen. And so you get the impression that some smugglers, arms dealers, have set up shop here, but the way they stay under the radar is they're shipping their ill-gotten gains out of town.
I don't really have a problem if the guns are leaving town. I mean... But we want to know who they're selling them to.
Sure.
Terrorists.
Well, because well, initially I was like, oh, well, what if they're selling them to the people who are going to then be coming back? But that seems like a lot of double work. I don't think they would sell them to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to steal them, export them, and then bring them when they invade the city.
No, they could. They may not be able to get the... They might want to do an immediate attack. Sitting there waiting to buy guns is a bitch.
And by making them leave the town, we lose track of them, so we don't know where they gather, and then they can bring all of them at once back, making an army.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna investigate those locations that my thing gave me on what activity, unless they're the same thing that you just told Rogue. God damn it, Andrew, whatever.
Yeah, going off of your previous
Go by many
successful
names.
streetwise roll, yeah, you kind of get the same gist that there is some kind of, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you an extra little seed. There is definitely some kind of power play amongst the arms dealers at play in the city. It's not one group; it's several groups, and they're vying for resources violently.
Means they're killing people. Alright. Would it be another investigation or streetwise roll to get a name of one of the arsenal dealers? Well, not, you know what I mean. One of the arsenal gangs, whatever.
Sure, yeah. I guess I'm making you another streetwise roll to find someone who would have the information, and then roll intimidation or persuasion to try to get it out of him.
Gay. No way.
Well, you find the guy.
Street
So then,
wise or fucking persuasion. Why?
intimidation or persuasion. All right, so
fucking unguild.
you find some local riffraff, and you muscle them up to try to give you information, but it's very clear to you that they're more afraid of you than, and more afraid of them than they are of you. And since they're not, that you didn't catch them actively committing a crime, you have no choice but to let them go. But you tell them, like, you give them the usual, like, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna make you regret it type deal.
I'll make you eat dirt, piece of shit. Alright.
Make you eat dirt.
Rude.
Fucking terrible. You know, the cops are friendly with us, right?
Yeah, but they
For the
are
most
also,
part.
they're government issue,
Yeah,
essentially.
I mean, they're government.
They're
doesn't
local
mean-
government,
doesn't
but
mean- doesn't
yeah.
mean they can't be on the radar. I can imagine that they arrested one of these guys, or at least somebody who probably would know about the whole Arsenal thing. And you're making me roll with persuasion. I wanted to see if I could get in with one of the cops to get information out this guy about the what. They're probably not gonna even let me do it.
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna see if I can talk to one of these cops to see if he has any information about the Arsenals.
Yeah, okay,
As Zeus.
roll persuasion.
Yep. I fucking do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not willing to fork over that kind of information.
Do
We
like
should
how
start our own shadow gang, and like we have the weapons, and then people will come and try to steal them from us, and then we'll attack those people and get information.
yeah.
That's
get it all
a
done in
long
6
con.
months. 6 months later, yeah, we finally did it, guys.
I mean-
oh wait, the city's blowing up.
My thumb up my ass isn't doing much better.
Or the villains understand our plan and just let us be the shadow gang, and then we just keep making more crimes and higher crimes, trying to get their attention, but they actually just sitting back laughing as we become criminals ourselves.
Yeah.
That's
Eventually
deep.
decide, you know what? It's easier to do this. Funny.
Is it in the? I
What's
guess
that?
it's the soundtrack that I'm hearing all these sirens.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the soundtrack.
The popo's coming for you, new guy.
No, it's not that. It's because my mother always watches some kind of policeman show or firefighter show, and I was like, "What the fuck? There's so many sirens." And I realized, no, not loud
Shock
enough,
tester.
and that's on her.
They've had enough of
Yeah.
your shit.
Kicking in your door, ready to beat you.
I mean, today she watched a show where there was a little girl screaming for about 15 minutes, and at one point I literally went upstairs. I was like, "Is there somebody getting murdered?" And she's like, "Oh no, no, no." I was like, "Okay." Still weird. I say 15 minutes, exaggerated, but you get the gist.
Long enough. All right. Has anyone else got anything?
Completely out. You made me roll persuasion.
Yeah, well. All right, so Zeus, you get off the phone with your cop friend, and by now it's sunset, and roll notice.
Oh, you gonna die?
Yeah, I was wondering if I should took their sense, and I probably should have, but whatever.
Okay. You see a large white van with no distinguishing markings of any kind, windows blotted out, escorted on either from front and behind by two black SUVs. And they drive past the building you're standing on, and they're headed for what appears to be just like a basic warehouse in the middle of.
He's ready to fight.
Somebody's not happy.
Poor kid. Yeah. He wanted to play with Daddy's lamp.
Must be a tough life.
Yeah, it's so hard for him,
the-
having all of his needs met by two large humans.
Yeah.
Larger. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so so these three vehicles are driving into what looks like a warehouse inside of pretty rundown neighborhood.
Okay. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock. Do you want to take up here, and then I'll tell you what I do?
Yeah, I was hoping to end on something a little more attention grabby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should probably put the kid to bed.
Yeah, be responsible for once, Jake. And damn, fucking drunk.
Wow.
That's what happens when you drink fire whiskey.
All right, how about let's at least put us at some kind of commercial break ending here. So obviously you decide to investigate. This is the first interesting thing that happened to you all day, right?
It's kind
Right.
of too scary.
All right,
But
so
yeah,
you
sure.
fly over to the warehouse, and it has a skylight window, and you peer in, and you see inside is your typical warehouse, but it's mostly empty, and a pair of armed gentlemen open up the back, and a man jumps out, and this man is wearing all black. He's got a black kind of like duster trench coat, and under it you can see this very thick body armor, and he's wearing a gas mask and a military style Kevlar helmet.
No,
And,
Bravo
and,
team.
and no, it's not Bravo team, but strapped to his on a gun clip, strapped to his chest is a grenade launcher. And he says inside it, kind of like this robotic voice, he's like, "All right, check the hall and get ready to move it." And the same two guys reach past him as he jumps down from the van, and they pull forward this weapons crate, and they bust it open, and there's a pulse rifle in it. And that's where I guess we're gonna go to our air quotes commercial break.
There you go.
The bitches.
All right, so it
We
just
can
hit the
fight
hour,
this, they don't have
so
RPG-7s.
we'll be back 10 to 15 after to see what happens with this incident.
Weapons crate.
Perfect.
Weapons straight.
Now we can
Alright.
finally shoot somebody.